White House press spokesman Sean Spicer declared Saturday night Donald Trump's first overseas trip as U.S. president had been a success in a tweet posted as the American leader was flying back to Washington after very productive 9 days. Just hours earlier, President Trump told American troops stationed in Sicily he had strengthened bonds with allies. That isn't how Europe leaders and most of the continent's media see it. European reaction, especially in the key capitals of Berlin and Paris, to the Trump visit is very different from the White House's characterization, and success isn't a word being used. European officials say that transatlantic allies are no more united now than they were before Trump came, and that they now are convinced Europe will have to go it alone more, something they expected would be the case after Trump was elected. For them, Washington is no longer the dependable ally. And that broadly has been the view of Europe's press. Headlines all week have been providing a counterpoint to the White House version of meetings. Belgium's Le Soir headlined one front-page story, "Trump shoves his allies." And Germany's financial newspaper Handelsblatt dubbed him bureau-in-chief. The Europeans had hoped Trump's visit might mark a reset in transatlantic relations roiled by his election, that the U.S. president would be persuaded to see the world through their eyes more. But from Brussels to Sicily, there were uneasy smiles, awkwardness and no disguising rifts on a range of issues, from trade and immigration to sanctions on Russia and climate change. European leaders and officials complained to the media that Trump and his advisers were ignorant of basic facts, notably on transatlantic trade. Every time we talked about a country, he remembered the things he had done, one official told Belgium's Le Soir. Scotland? He said he had opened a club. Ireland? He said it took him 2.5 years to get a license, and that did not give him a very good image of the EU. German officials told Süddeutsche Zeitung that Trump and his aides were under the impression America had separate trade deals with each individual EU country. America First message France's Le Monde newspaper said, during this visit, President Trump maintained his line America First, refusing to take a step to improve U.S.-European relations. It faulted him for failing to make a clear statement reaffirming Article 5 of the NATO treaty, guaranteeing mutual assistance in the event of armed attack, and for lecturing European leaders on financial burden sharing. The German magazine Der Spiegel pounced on the closing photo op of a midweek meeting between Trump and newly elected French President Emmanuel Macron, in which the two men appeared locked in a hand-wrestling match as a visual metaphor of the U.S. president's European trip.